Okay, so welcome once again. If we haven't met before, my name's Katie, and it's really lovely to be here with you. And we're going to start off today's practice with a grounding practice. And this one's called the soles of the feet. So you might like to kick your shoes off and lower your chair if you need to, and we'll plant the soles of our feet into the floor underneath us. The invitation is to close down the eyes and start to sense into the soles of your feet. Might seem a little tricky or a little mundane to begin with. But as I mentioned just before, the invitation for you today is to seek the adventure in the mundane. So that might be by listing all the different sensations you can feel in your feet. Perhaps exploring all the different areas of your feet that you can individually sense into. Noticing if you can spread your toes without lifting them off of the floor. And then see how it feels to actually lift your toes off of the floor. Can you feel the balls of your feet a little more? Perhaps fanning those sensations now back down into the heels. Wrapping your attention around to the outer blades of the feet. And landing your whole foot back down, left and right side. Keeping your attention in the soles of the feet. And if it feels comfortable, starting to include the flow of your breath, so broadening your attention span now. Feeling into the soles of the feet, and the gentle rise of your breath in. The slow fall of your breath out. And let's take some time here, just as you are, feeling into the feet. Noticing the fluidity of the breath. Allowing your senses to close the door on whatever your day has been. So that you can invite yourself to be here and present in this moment. And the beauty about this practice of presence is that whenever we catch ourselves not being present, we automatically become present. And we can take back control from autopilot. And invite ourselves to experience more throughout our days. And what this practice does is it has a positive influence on the hippocampus. And this may help with our emotional resilience. It may help with our ability to remember. So we'll take another 3 or 4 rounds of breath just as you are. And if you feel like there's anything that you've brought into this practice with you from your weekend or perhaps the previous week, we'll take a moment to put that down. And that might be by actively shaking the hands. It might be by a few sharp breaths out. And when you feel settled once more, we'll reach the arms all the way up overhead, stretching out through the fingertips. Can you lengthen the back line of your body as much as you can? And start to take the thumbs a little further back as you soften the shoulders down. Beautiful. We'll cactus the arms out nice and wide. And this time think about lengthening the belly and lifting the heart. Can you squeeze the backs of the shoulder blades together lightly? And then we'll release the hands down. Beautiful. So if you've got a little bit of space close by, let's just stand at the back of that space. So if you have your yoga mat set up, it'll be at the back of the yoga mat. Otherwise, just stepping away from your desk and finding a little bit of space for you to move forward and back in. So we'll do the same that we just did from a standing position now. So when you're ready, take a long, juicy breath in. We'll reach up and overhead. Then as you exhale, cactus the arms out wide. Feel the heart lift, the pecs broaden. And we'll circle the arms all the way down to the floor. Drape the body into a forward fold. And you can give the shoulders a little wriggle from side to side, pedal the legs out. And feeling the belly waterfall out of the hips here, as the crown of the head continues to gravitate down towards your mat. Beautiful. When you're ready for your next breath in, let's glide our hands up along our shins. Come into a half lift, so long arms, long legs, extending out through the crown of the head. Taking a drink in, and slow sigh out to melt yourself back down into that forward fold. We'll do that 2 more times. Just at your own pace, inhale, half lift, long arms, legs, long through the spine. Exhale to soften and melt yourself back down. Breath in to lengthen. And breath out to soften. Beautiful. From here, we'll plant the palms and walk them out to a plank-like shape. Coming up nice and high onto your tippy toes. And you can bend the knees down to the mat or the floor if you need to. Otherwise, let's pause here for 3 breaths. Feeling down through the center of your palms, puffing up the back body. Nice. From here, we'll take the knees down to the mat if you haven't already. And take a few rounds of your cat-cow. Feel the breath weave through the spine, through the body. Inhale to a back bend. And exhale, round out your back body. Couple more rounds like this, just in your time, linking breath and movement together to make our actions that little bit more mindful. Fantastic. From here, we'll come back to a neutral spine and start to recruit a little more through your core. Can you reach your right arm forward at shoulder height? And then extend your left leg back and press out through the heel as if you were trying to press your foot into a wall behind you. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, glide the hand and the foot away from the body out wide. Nice. Bring everything back in through center. Reset your spine. And exhale, glide out wide. Nice, we'll do one more round like this. Take the hand and the foot out wide. Bring it back in through center. And then we'll release back down. Beautiful. Circling the right arm up. And we'll thread the needle. So feeding your hand underneath your left arm. You can take the hips back to the heels if that feels comfortable. Just resting the shoulder and the head down. Reaching the fingertips off to the left side of the mat. Beautiful. We'll inhale to unwind, coming back to your hands and knees. Tuck your toes. Lift your hips up to your down face dog. You might like to pedal out through the legs or just take a moment in stillness here. Having the knees as soft as you need them to be. And we'll walk the hands in towards the body. And curl yourself all the way up to standing. Relaxing the shoulders down away from your ears. Just giving yourself a moment for the blood flow to level out. Closing down the eyes if they're not already. And coming back to that soft wave of your breath. Tuning into the rise of your breath in. And the subtle fall of your breath out. And can you move with that this time? Breathing in, shrug the shoulders high. Breathing out, relax the shoulders down. Inhale, hug the shoulders up to your ears. Exhale, let them gently cascade back down. One more like this. Perfect. We'll inhale, reach the arms all the way up overhead. Take a nice long stretch out. Cactus the arms out wide. Here's a little back bend for you, lengthening the front of the chest and the pecs. We'll circle the hands down, meeting together in our forward fold. And again, let the body simply drape down. Back of the neck nice and long. And glide your hands up your shins. Lengthen arms, legs, half lift on the inhale. And exhale to soften down, forward fold. Two more. Breath in, half lift. Breath out to soften. Last round here in your time. Inhale. Exhale, let it go. We'll plant the palms. Walk the hands forward to our plank-like shape. High onto the tippy toes. Again, you're welcome to take the knees down to the mat if you need to. Otherwise, start to feel into the intensity of the shape. And notice what happens to your mind, what happens to the thought patterns when we invite a little bit more effort or a little bit more strength work into our lives. Beautiful. Then we'll take the knees down to the mat or the floor once more. Take a few rounds of your cat-cow. Just nice organic movement here. Letting your breath be your guide. Feeling into any pockets of tension. And finding the spaces that feel really easeful. And we'll come back to that neutral spine, and again, actively toning the belly here, lifting the belly up toward the spine. We'll extend the left arm out in front of us, and it's the right heel that will shift back, creating as long of a line as possible from the backs of your fingers to the back of the heel. Breath in to prepare, and exhale, glide the hand and the foot away from the body, and then hug it back in. Nice, we've got two more here. Fantastic. We'll release the hand down, the knee down, and then coming into our shoulder stretch. So reaching the left arm all the way up, create some space through the front of the body. You might look back past your thumb, and then exhale, thread the needle, taking the shoulder down, your ear down toward the floor, resting the hips. 2 or 3 more breaths here. Perfect. And we'll unwind. Gently curl yourself up. Let the blood flow level. Beautiful. We're going to come together in a comfortable seat. So if you're really happy on the floor, you're welcome to stay there. Otherwise, feel free to pop up into your seat. I'm going to target the neck and the shoulders a little bit more here. We'll start off by taking the arms out nice and wide. Turn your palms up and glide the thumbs back past the body a little further. Can you feel the shoulder blades squeeze together here without lengthening the belly? So try to keep the back body nice and long. Beautiful. From here, we'll flip the palms to face down and sweep the arms in front of the body. So this time the left elbow is coming over the top of the right elbow. Beautiful. We'll fold the hands up, and you might just have the backs of the hands pressing together. Otherwise, if you can wrap the wrists around, see if you can get the fingers to touch your palm. We'll hug the elbows in nice and close. Tuck the chin. Round the back body like you would in your cat cow. When you're ready for a breath in, we'll reverse that shape. Take it the opposite way. So we're lifting the fingers, lifting the elbows, lengthening the belly. Nice. And let's take 2 more rounds like this. Exhale, curl into a nice little ball. And inhale, lengthen the belly. Lift the elbows and the fingertips away from you. Lovely. One last round. We'll come back to neutral. Let the elbows rest just in front of you, and we'll start to soften the hands down towards the left side. So you might notice your left outer shoulder speaking to you a little bit more now. So feel free to take this at your own pace. If you'd like to build sensation, we can tuck the chin and start to circle the chin from one shoulder across the chest towards the other shoulder. Perfect. You've got 1 or 2 more rounds of breath here to explore. And when you're ready, gently releasing the hands. You might like to keep the eyes closed and simply circle through the shoulders. Notice if there's any differences from left to right side. And then when you're ready, we'll meet together for the opposite side. So once again, palms face up. We'll wrap the arms out wide. Really spread the fingers if you can and start to take the thumbs back. Lovely. We'll flip the palms down. And this time it's the right elbow over the top of the left. Fold the arms up. And again, backs of the hands can press together. Otherwise, if you can tuck the fingers around and press them into the palm, and you can use that as a little lever to keep the arms in place. Take a few rounds to flow in the time of your breath. When you're ready, your breath in lifts and lengthens the arms. And your breath out curls you down into a nice tight little ball. Making your actions nice and fluid in the time of your breath. And then when you're ready, we'll meet back at center. Let the elbows soften down. And let the hands relax down towards the right side. Again, if you'd like to build sensation a little bit more through the neck and the shoulders, and we'll tuck our chin and circle across the chest with the chin from the left shoulder towards the right shoulder. And back again. So feel free to keep exploring these little micro movements with the chin. If you find somewhere really juicy and interesting to you, you're welcome to pause and simply explore that. One or two more rounds of breath, just as you are. And in your time, unraveling the arms. Give the shoulders a little shrug up towards the ears. And a sigh out to release them back down. Perfect. So from here, we'll come into a short breath practice. So just making sure you're as comfortable as you can be. We'll be seated for about 5 more minutes. So again, if you'd like to sit up in a chair or maybe shuffle yourself so that you've got your back resting against a wall, feel free to do that now. And when you're ready to land, we'll soften off the gaze and feel the eyes become a little bit heavier in their sockets. Can you invite that same sense of softening now down through the jawline? Allowing the lips to part slightly if they need to. Relaxing through the neck, the shoulders, and down into the belly. Letting your attention land here in your belly. Noticing the subtle movement of your belly that correlates to your breathing. A gentle rise of the breath in. A subtle fall of your breath out. And you might imagine that your breath is like an undulating ocean. There's no sharp peaks, but a fluid, constant body of water, swelling with the breath in, dispersing with the breath out. And if you would prefer, you're welcome to simply stay as you are here, simply watching the movement of your natural breath. If you'd like to build on from here, then we'll invite a box count style of breath into our practice. We'll start off with the count of 4 and build from there. Joining in when you're ready, counting your breath in to 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause, hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause, hold the breath out, 3, 2, 1. Again in your own timing. Inhaling to the count of 4. Pausing and holding to the count of 4. Exhale to the count of 4. Pause and hold the breath out to 4. And with each round, can you feel yourself even off the breath a little more? Can you invite more fluidity, more ease to the breath? And when you finish the next round, we'll simply let the count fade off into the background. Once again, coming back to the sensation of your breath, feeling the rise of your breath in, the fall of your breath out. Taking this time to tune into your internal song, tuning into the rhythm of your life. My invitation for you this week is to invite yourself to listen, but listen not just to respond. Can you simply listen to hear, as if you were talking to a dear friend? Listening not to respond. Listen to hear and to understand. And when you're ready to blink open the eyes, you might just take a look around, settle yourself back in your environment. And thank you so much for joining. Once again, my name's Katie, and it's an absolute pleasure to be here with you. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your Monday. Thank you.